Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. So the Duo has landed, the P30 Duo has landed. We're gonna start with the P30 first, because in my opinion it's a bit more interesting device. I know that the P30 Pro is the way forward and so on, periscope zoom, but I'm actually more interested in the cheaper alternative. Now, this is a review unit, so there are no headphones in the box and just a supercharger, but it's there for you if you need it. Half an hour gives you around 60% of charge, so yep, that's pretty decent. I can't confirm if there is a silicone case in the box in a retail unit or not, like it was the case with the, hey, pun intended, with the P30 and P20 and P20 Pro. But yeah, that's that. These are the coral colors of the P series handsets. I've got a black review unit, so yeah, that's that. So we've got the triple lens setup on the back, the 40 megapixel wide lens with an f-stop 1.8, the 16 megapixel with an f-stop 2.2, which is a ultra wide, and then we had a 8 megapixel f-stop 2.4, which is a telephoto lens. That's the SIM tray. We've got a headphone jack on the bottom, a headphone jack, a 3.5 millimeter jack, a type C, and a microphone. I do apologize if the exposure will be jumping slightly up and down and so on. That's a 32 megapixel front facing camera. However, my go-to recording device has unfortunately died and I'm using a replacement. So yes, the quality might not be there, but yes, it is what it is. I wanted to get the handset out to you guys as soon as possible, so yeah. So the handset itself, as you've seen, runs on Android 9 Pie with the gesture based navigation, or a free key navigation if you'd like to, so you can get it working as you do on the Pixel series handset, or you can get it working as normal as I usually do with the three buttons on the bottom, which is usually back, resends, and back home and resends. Yes, and this is what I'm going to stick with unless I'm going to change my mind later on. Now, apart from that, we've got the Huawei Simple mode, which is easier for senior family members. You know, you've got the big icons, you can't really go wrong or anything like that. Then you've got the feature advisor, which suggests what you use. So if you don't know what you're using on the phone, what certain things do, make sure you turn the feature advisor on, and it does help you out. In terms of security and privacy, you've got the fingerprint sensor, which is underneath the display, and then you've got the face recognition as well. Luckily, not like on the Xiaomi Mi 8, which I reviewed recently, you don't have to set your country to India, China, or anything like that. It works absolutely spot on in UK. Not sure if the US will be, customers will be able to buy the handset. But yes, it is what it is. 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which is expandable, but it is expandable via Huawei proprietary cards, which are nano cards. Unfortunately, I don't know where you can buy them, but yes, it is what it is. AppTwin allows you to install the same app twice. So if you've got two separate Facebook accounts, two separate WhatsApp accounts, you can do that. App Assistant allows you to group apps into certain, so let's say games, you can group and give them more performance, or do not disturb. The phone does support Dolby Atmos. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work on my recording unit, so unfortunately wasn't able to grab some audio, but I will try and add that later on in a second re-review of the handset. Screen resolution 1080p or Full HD plus, but if you'd like to, you can reduce that if you want to improve the performance in games. However, you don't have to, because it runs on Kirin 980 last year Mate 20 Pro processor. And to be honest, it's absolutely brilliant in terms of gaming or heavy tasks, heavy duty tasks. So I don't think you'll have to drop down the screen resolution anytime soon. Always on display is also available because you do get an OLED panel with this handset. Then you've got the easy projection, which is like a desktop mode, but you don't need a cable anymore. If you want to, you can just connect it wirelessly to a telly that does support Miracast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's focus on the camera, or the cameras. 3 cameras, actually 4 cameras if you do include the front-facing one. Now, first things first, with the video you can actually do background blur. I will show you an example later on how it looks like. It does look alright. You could have actually done it on the P20 Pro as well. It's alright. It's not going to win any prizes because this phone is all about the pictures, but yeah. You do get a slow-mo, which is 960 frames per second. Still 720p, so not 1080p, but it's there if you want to play something 30 times slower than usual. Panorama shots, monochrome shots, AR lens, light painting, HDR, time-lapse, moving pictures, which is like GIF or live photos on an iPhone. And yeah, portrait mode, night shot, and a aperture, which is like a background blur for objects that are not human beings. Again, samples will be available at the very end of the video. Then we've got Master AI, which tries to recognize the scene that you are capturing. Huawei Hisense, which is basically like Google Lens. You point it towards a monument and it tells you everything about it. Point it towards shoes and it tells you what kind of branded shoes they are and when you can buy them. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of a camera. So let's have a look at the samples themselves. You do get the wide angle lens samples, you do get normal photos, and so on, so on. So hope you've enjoyed this quick review of the handset. I will try and cover a bit more about the performance of it in gaming very soon. And yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!